Hi guys, it's Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations. And I wanted to show, I saw this in a reel and I wanted to show how to do it. This is just double crochet, but it's double crochet done in a new way to me, which creates, instead of having that space between, let me show you what I mean. All right, so if I did regular double crochet where you yarn over and you go into the first one and then you yarn over and go into the next one, what happens is you have this space. See the space in between the stitches there? Well, the new way to do that is different. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out because you do start your rows with a regular double crochet like I did there. But now you stop doing the yarn over. Don't do that. Okay. Hi, Angie. Hi, Janet Nash. So when they say yarn over, don't do this. You're going to go into the front loop of the previous stitch at the base of that first double crochet right here. You're going to put your hook in there and you're going to draw up a loop, and then you're going to drop a loop into the second stitch. So you go into that second stitch, drop a loop, and then you draw through two, and then draw through two. So I don't know if that made sense, so let's do it again. So again, you've got a bar right here at the front of the previous stitch. That's where you're going to yoke. You're going to yoke it through that loop, and then you're going to come into the next stitch down here and draw up a loop, and then come through two, and then through two. And you just do that all the way across. And I like to start my dishcloths with a chain of 26. So every row has 25 stitches in it. Good morning, Janet. I so enjoyed the Belgian courtyard. And there's Angie Brown. Good morning, Angie. So again, you're looking for that bar of your previous stitch. That's where you're going to yoke up that first yoke. And then you go into the next stitch you normally work in and drop a loop, and then draw through two and through two. And it gives you this closed, you don't have a big gaping hole in between. When I saw this in a reel, I thought, oh my God, that is so cool. Hi, Ann. So there, and then go into the next stitch down here, through two, through two. Then you go in back into that bar. When you're doing this, you'll see it. It's that bar at the base of the stitches, and it's just at the front. And then you go through the top of the stitch below. And you just work them across, and then when you get to the end, you'll chain one, turn, and do a regular double crochet, and then you start doing the double crochets like this, and you'll end up with a more closed piece of material when you get done. Your dishcloth will be more closed up instead of having those spaces. And you can do this with treble crochet as well. You'll just go into, the top one, and then that one, and then the bottom stitch. You would just go through the fronts of those bars, and it would close it up. That's been one of my pet peeves about treble crochet, because you got 3 different times you're going to go through it. So I hope this makes sense. And if you slow me down, you can probably see it too. It's very hard to stop the mechanism of wanting to yoke over. It's to stop doing that, to grab that yarn and go. That took me forever to quit doing. But I started this dishcloth during my virtual class reunion, and I was like, this is going to be so cool. Which that was interesting, getting together. I think there was 7 total of us that got together the other night, Friday night. So that was interesting to catch up with some that I hadn't One, I hadn't seen her since we graduated high school, so that was interesting. And of course, they were talking about all their grandbabies, and I don't have no grandbabies, so I sat here quiet a lot because didn't really have anything to share in that front. Um, that's okay. Not all of us are meant to be grandparents. I'm just going to pay attention to what I'm doing so I can finish this row up. And when I get to the end, I'll just turn like I normally would to start the next row. And I always do a chain one. I think for a treble crochet, I might actually do a chain two to get the height up. But on this, I've just been doing a chain one and it seems to work just fine. Been having a lot of trouble with my right index finger because I kind of hold it in the air, but I find that I keep it curled and it's aggravating the arthritis in that finger. Man, and it feels like it's twisting when I'm doing nothing. It's very painful. Is Sophia here? Good morning. And Pay. All right. So go through there. And I misunderstood that Janet wanted me to share the link to the dishcloth pattern that I'd done before. So that's why you ended up with two links. One was just to my channel and one was, I need to be better about putting my videos into playlists. Like this should be in a dishcloth playlist. So there's the last stitch. All right. And you can see by doing the double crochet that way, you end up with, you don't have those great big huge spaces that come apart. There's still a space in there, but it's nothing like a regular double crochet. But you can see how my finger's twisting? And it feels like it's twisting even when I'm doing nothing. So again, to start the row, you get to the end of the row and then chain one. And then in the very first stitch, you do just a regular double crochet. So you do yarn over and go into that first stitch. And then every other stitch after this first one, you're going to work in that front bar to do the yo for the first stitch. And then you go into the second stitch on the previous row and across. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys because I'm really liking. Now, if you made two squares the same size and put them back to back and then did a single crochet around the outside, this would make a really, really nice pot holder, I think, because it's pretty dense. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, because anytime I can come up with a new way to get a dishcloth made makes me happy. I have a beef brisket in the oven that I've never made one like this. I picked this. It's a crushed peppercorn roast brisket that we got at Aldi's. It was like $16 for this thing, but we haven't had beef roast in like forever. So I thought for Sunday dinner it would be nice. But how they told me to cook it was very interesting. And I wanted to share it because they said to you put it on a tray, just flat onto the tray, and you bake it at 250 degrees for 2 hours. At the end of the 2 hours, you take it out and you wrap it in aluminum foil and you put it back in the oven for 4 hours. And then you also, while it's baking, you have to have a small metal pan in the bottom of the oven that's got water in it, I guess to keep the moisture up. So I'll let you guys know how it turns out because I have never cooked a roast like this ever. But it looked so yummy with all the cracked pepper on it. So, yeah. Let's see. You when you're making the bowl cozies, everything has to be cotton. Um, you have to have 100% cotton fabric, 100% cotton thread, 100% cotton batting. Everything has to be 100% cotton. It cannot contain any polyester because the polyester will melt and could be a fire hazard. And they actually make a batting specifically for microwaving, like to make the microwave baked potato bags. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen the stacked single crochet. Um, I'm doing this so that I can do the double crochet where you work into the bottom of it, and I'm getting a pretty straight edge as it is. And a lot of times I will add a single crochet around the outside edge just to square everything up. But that is a good idea too. If everybody wants to look up stacked single crochet like Dawn just mentioned, it's a good one to do because you end up with a real squared side. Like if you were making a blanket, the stacked single crochet would be a better way to start your double crochet rows. Just an FYI out there. Pam's here, morning. Oh, and Anne, I'm trying another recipe out of Forks Over Knives today. I'm going to make, I'll tell you what page it is on so you can look it up. No, that's that. That's not it. I am going to make Jamaican black beans and the pineapple chutney probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's a very full day. Bernadette's getting groomed. I have a plumber coming to tell me how much it's going to cost to finish the bathroom up. I'm going to make on page 141 the spring pasta salad. Oh, I still need to go to the store. I might have some more. You're supposed to use artichoke hearts, oil-free. But I wanted to try this. It looked good. It's got asparagus and sugar snap peas, which I need to go see if I can find those. So I guess I need to make a run to a grocery store. Yep, I may have leftover brisket. It's a pretty good sized brisket, but you know, they cook down so much, especially when you're slow cooking them like this. We'll see. It was pretty pricey. But Scott said, let's do it because we haven't had one in a long time. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go, and I will post a picture of this when it's finished. I'm going to have to start washing all my dishcloths before I give them away because I keep getting cat hair in them, and I don't want to send allergens to anybody. All right, bye, guys. Have a great Sunday.